How much time have you wasted because you couldn't charge a battery on the fly? What if I told you that I have in my hands a device that will change the way you manage your Sony batteries? Hi, I'm Giuseppe, a professional photographer with over 10 years of experience. Today I bring you a preview of the review of the Llano Voltcase Camera Battery Fast Charger, a product not yet on the market that I had the privilege of testing first. Pay attention because the final consumer product will be a little different, as I'm going to tell you later. At first glance, it seems to be the twin of its predecessor, but trust me, the differences are anything but trivial. The design, it maintains the futuristic look that had won me over, but under the surface, the changes are substantial. Opening the door, the differences immediately jump to the eye. Now we find a single battery charging slot, while the SD card slot has been moved horizontally where the second charging slot used to be. The most important news, a real SD card reader, no longer a simple card slot like in the previous model, a feature that users have been clamoring for, and finally a built-in power bank. Let's talk about numbers. Llano listened to us and now we have a power bank of 10,400 mAh and output capacity of 5,200 mAh. A Type 2 SD card reader, a Sony MPF-Z100 compatible battery included, with interesting features. No bad, really? And they kept the same case as the previous one, which I personally find very attractive. Look at the display. It's not just a display, it's your new energy assistant. Battery percentages, power bank status, card reader status, that's it. Let's examine the display in detail. It maintains the same designs as the previous model, with one new feature. It now indicates when an SD card is inserted. The charge indicators appear on both sides, power bank percentage on the left and battery charging percentage on the right. But how accurate are these readings? I've noticed some interesting variations. With original Sony batteries, when the camera shows 88%, the Voltcase shows 75%. With third-party batteries, like small rig, I've seen 70% charge on the camera, but 75% on the Voltcase. And very interesting, only the Llano battery shows consistent readings between devices. The button serves multiple functions. By default, the Voltcase only displays charge levels. It won't automatically charge an inserted battery. To start charging using the power bank, press the power button once and you will see the CH1 icon blinking. A long press stops the charging process. When connected to a power supply, the Voltcase automatically charges both the inserted battery and its internal power bank. Here comes the fun part. The specification promises 2 full charges. In fact, this power bank allows a 500 and 200 mAh charge output. What does it mean? Since the Sony FZ100 batteries are 2280 mAh, in theory you could charge 2 batteries, just like the specifications say. But what about the reality? In my first test, after fully charging one battery, the power bank had only 20% energy remaining. While you could use this leftover charge for topping up a phone or smartwatch, I wanted to verify these results. On my second test, the power bank performed much better. It fully charged a battery in about 2 hours while maintaining 60% of its charge. Third test produced similar results, suggesting my first test was an anomaly. Based on this finding, the Voltcase should indeed be capable of charging 2 batteries with its internal power bank, as they said. Just note that charging the power bank itself takes about 2 hours and 50 minutes. And finally, we come to the best part. The new feature that everyone was asking for in the previous model, a real SD reader, not just a simple slot. Beside the card reader slot, there is a green LED, but in the final product will not be anymore. But don't worry, the display will show an icon when it's working. The Type 2 SD card reader was a highly anticipated feature since the first model. I understand that the necessary electronics required more space that was obtained by eliminating the first charging slot. Now the Voltcase also works as a Type 2 SD card reader. No but, right? I didn't find the reading speed of the device in the specification, but from the test carried out to transfer images from the card to the computer, it worked pretty quickly. Just a note, to activate the SD card reader, you have to double-click the power button, but be careful. not all cables work. I discovered a secret. Okay, more than a secret, let's say that you need a specific cable, otherwise no reading. The Voltcase ships with a cable that has two USB-C connectors. If your computer doesn't have a USB-C port, you have two options. Use a USB-C to USB cable or a USB-C to USB adapter. Be careful though. In my tests, only the original Sony cable, the one for updating the firmware of the Alpha 1, was able to activate the XD card reader. No other cable I had on hand worked, which shows how selective the Voltcase charger is in its compatibility. I couldn't test the original Llano cable due to the lack of a USB-C USB adapter, but I assume it works properly. It would be a serious problem for Llano if it didn't. Another nice touch is the included battery. As with the previous model that included two MPF Z100 batteries, here we have one, but with two interesting new features. On the surface of the battery, we find a small button with LEDs. When pressed, the LED light up to indicate the charger level without having to insert the battery into the power bank. The second new feature is a USB-C port that allows you to recharge the battery directly with a cable, perhaps connected to another power bank. As for the capacity, it's declared at 2500 mAh, in theory higher than the original Sony batteries, but we know that these data plates are not always precise. In my tests, the duration was quite equivalent to the original, a more than acceptable result, and the design always very refined. I like it. The Voltcase fast charger is a great addition to any photographer's bag for charging batteries outdoors. And if you're thinking, hey, it's only for Sony cameras, don't worry, Llano makes the same model for Canon, Nikon, Fujifilm and Panasonic batteries. You'll find the complete list of compatible battery models in the description. So, what do you think? Do you like it? Let me know in the comments what you think of this new Llano Voltcase, and if you want to compare it with the old one, go and see my review by clicking the link in the description. See you soon. Ciao!